the sky beneath to see, hiding in a space or lost in our destiny. Believe in me and be with me. Well, everything's meant to be. I've seen people come and go with hand broken dream. When the stars are gone, the night is cold and slowly. But if it's my only chance to catch you in this tiny life, the world on fire and I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever. You and I, don't you leave a tear for me. Don't you sleep with a broken dream. When everything's meant to be. Through the fire and through the tide, through the thing I call it love, and brought you by my side. Believe in you and hold your hand. Any stories can never end. I've seen people laugh and cry with someone's taking mine. Someone got the reason but never really find the rhyme. Well, I met you in this night. I'll be brave and try my very best. The word is met, but I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever. You and I, don't you leave a tear for me. Don't you sleep with a broken dream. When everything's meant to be, like you and I are meant to be. Above the sky beneath to see, hiding in a space or lost in our destiny. Believe in me and be with me. Well, everything's meant to be. I've seen people come and go with hand broken dream. When the stars are gone, the night is cold and slowly. But if it's my only chance to catch you in this tiny life, the world on fire and I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever. You and I, don't you believe in you and hold your hand. Any stories can never end. I've seen people often cry with someone's taking mine. Someone got the reason but never really find the rhyme. Well, I met you in this life. I'll be brave and try my every best. The word is meant, but I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever to end up. Don't you leave a tear for me. Don't you sleep with a broken dream. Everything's meant to be like you and I are meant to be. Above the sky, beneath the sea, hiding in a space or lost in our destiny. Believe in me and be with me. Well, everything's meant to be. I've seen people come and go with hand broken dream. When the stars are gone, the night is cold and so lonely. But if it's my only chance to catch you in this tiny life, the world on fire and I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever to end up. Don't you leave a tear for me. Don't you sleep with a broken dream. When everything's meant to be. Through the fire and through the tide, through the thin I called it love and brought you by my side. Believe in you and hold your hand. Any stories can never end. I've seen people often cry with someone's taking mine. Someone got the reason but never really find the rhyme. Well, I met you in this life. I'll be brave and try my every best. The word is meant, but I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever to end up. Don't you leave a tear for me. Don't you sleep with a broken dream. Everything's meant to be like you and I are meant to be. above the sky beneath to see, hiding in a space or lost in our destiny. Believe in me and be with me. Well, everything's meant to be. I've seen people come and go with hand broken dream. When the stars are gone, the night is cold and slowly. But if it's my only chance to catch you in this tiny life, the world on fire and I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever. You and I, don't you leave a tear for me. Don't you sleep with a broken dream. When everything's meant to be. Through the fire and through the tide, through the thin I called it love and brought you by my side. Believe in you and hold your hand. Any stories can never end. I've seen people often cry with someone's taken mine. Someone got the reason but never really find the rhyme. Well, I met you in this life. I'll be brave and try my every best. The word is meant, but I will hold you tight to the end of the time. None of us will say goodbye, and my love will die forever. You and I, don't you leave a tear for me. Don't you sleep with a broken dream. When everything's meant to be, like you and I are meant to be. Above the sky beneath to see, hiding in a space or lost in our destiny. Believe in me and be with me. Well, everything's meant to be. I've seen people come and go with hand broken dream. When the stars are gone, the night is cold and slowly. But if it's my only chance to catch you in this tiny life, the world on fire and I will hold you tight to the end of the time. No
Oke. Kita akan masuk ke gamenya ya. Gua main aja lah. Oke, kita akan masuk ke gamenya. Kita jangan lupa ini. Oke, kita sudah kembali lagi ya. Pertama gua nggak ini. Jadi sebelum gua mulai, gua tes dulu suara gua. Oke, sepertinya sudah ya. Oke, kita akan mulai dalam 3, 2, 1 dan selamat siang kepada kita semua. Kembali lagi ke channel JBerapiSlayer dan di sini gua akan kembali lagi untuk main game Genshin Impact ya. Akhirnya udah lama banget gua nggak main game ini untuk live karena ya sebelumnya gua sibuk dengan kuliah. So di sini kan gua ada update bahwa ada map baru ya. Nih ada map baru yaitu di daerah padang pasir ya, gue udah lihat. Dan nanti kan ada updatean baru lagi yang versi 3,2 ya. Ini kan 3,1. Ya 3,2 nanti lah. Dan sekarang ada di sini event yang baru yaitu apa eventnya ya? Yang ini stasi ke Sojourn. Tapi gue harus buka dulu nih mapnya dan harus selesai dulu nih story-storynya ya. Dan ada karakter baru yaitu Candace. Terus ada Nilo untuk story questnya ya, sama Saino. Mana Saino? Oh Saino udah ya. Ini yang maksud saya nih, itu maksud gua tuh. Streaming Dreams in the Sea of the Sand. Itu ya, dan ada bos baru sih. Di episode kemarin gua nggak sempat nge-live ya, dan di sini gua nggak dapat karakter legend yaitu Saino ya. Gua nggak dapat dia. Malah gua dapat ini, dapat Jin. Tapi nggak apa-apa juga, Jin ini juga bagus juga. Gue dapat 3 karakter, 2 yang 4 star, 1 yang 5 star ya. Yang 4 star ini yang Cookie gue dapat akhirnya, Cookie Shinobu sama Candace. Berarti yang 4 starnya tinggal 3 lagi ya. Dori, Heizo sama Goro. Tinggal 3 itu lagi ya. Kalau yang 5 starnya masih banyak. But at least gue dapat Jin lah. Gue udah dapat Jin, setelah itu udah moga-moga di episode ini gue nggak bisa ya, tapi mumpung ada event yang 7 hari itu ya, yang 7 hari ini maksud saya, yang paid Path of Gleaming Jade, itu kalian harus aktif dalam 7 hari ini kan tinggal 6 hari lagi, palingan tidak bisa lagi untuk ini ya. Gue udah selesai, udah ambil semua, palingan itu nanti setelah quest aja ya, setelah quest semua questnya ya, akun questnya dan story questnya. Oke, dan sekarang kita ngapain ya? Gue akan memainkan Arcane Quest-nya ya. Soalnya sini gue nggak mau farming sih, farming nanti aja. Dan di sini gue udah hampir semua explore sih, tapi sebenarnya gue belum 100% karena yang apa sih yang ini yang Vanarana itu ya masalah. Oh Aranyaka maksud gue, Aranyaka gue belum selesai yang world quest, palingan nanti ya. Terus yang Dreams ini Emptiness Deception gue akan main ya, yang act ketiga. Ini yang chapter 3 ya. Kita langsung mulai saja ya. Yang next itu jangan ngomong baik basa-basi, kita langsung mulai saja ya gamenya. Let's go. Kita akan mulai. Dan gue udah selesai semua ya, dailynya gue udah selesai. Sekarang kita kembali lagi untuk bicara ke Catherine untuk pergi ke map baru ya. Sabar dulu ya guys, sabar dulu. Saya pas dulu, gue pengen perbaiki dulu deh. Sabar dulu ya, sabar. Ini sabar, gue perbaiki dulu sebentar. Oke, ini gue kurangin lagi deh. 9 saja udah cukup lah. Oke, sepertinya sudah gue perbaiki ya. Langsung aja kita kembali lagi ke gamenya. Oke, kita akan masuk ke gamenya lagi dan kita lanjutin apa kualitas ya. Oke, kita akan mulai saja ya. Oke, kita langsung mulai saja. Let's go. Oh ya, gue lupa untuk ngubah subtitlenya ya. Tapi nggak apa-apa nanti
Ad
gue.
Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hey, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I feel embarrassed just imagining it. The audience will definitely have a reaction. Ya aja
I
lah.
see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
Isn't that just asking for a beating?
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask, just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Oke, gue bilang 3, 2, 1. Apakah ini Nahida ya?
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions.
Ya betul kan
That kind of
Nahida kan?
chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abisosk? So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
What did you dream about? Apa kamu sedang mimpikan ya?
It was another dream about the Subzerus festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy.
Yalah.
I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Subzerus festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity? No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's
Gue
she
udah lupa
doing?
Dunyarzad
The
itu
Homianis
di mana ya?
haven't
Di padang
allowed any
pasir kan?
visitors
Di mana
after
sih?
the
Gue lupa
festival,
Dunyarzad.
so we haven't been able to check on her. Yes, they paid her a
Dunyarzad
visit
itu
right after I woke
toko ya,
up.
masalah ya?
She was resting at the
Gacha ya?
time.
Gue udah lupa deh namanya.
Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning. Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Subzerus festival? So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that
Siapa
off,
tuh?
let's discuss
Oh,
it
enggak,
somewhere
bukan.
else.
Orang
There
jahat
are too
ternyata
many
orang-orang
adventurers
Sumeru
around
ya.
here. Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Oke. Chapter 3, Dreams, Emptiness, sama Deception ya. Dan tiba-tiba Catherine atau Nahida pergi ya. Hilang. Oke, sebelum gue mau mulai lagi, gue pengen ganti dulu deh subtitlenya ya. Language. So, di sini gue pilih Indonesia. Oke, sudah diubah ya. Sip. Oke, kita langsung saja pindah tempat dan bicara dengan Nahida. Oh, di sini ya. Nah, sekali.
Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Langsung ke rasuki toko kunci di akademia, atau merasuki pelajar untuk menyelinap ke kantornya para sage, atau juga kita bisa culik seseorang yang dekat dengan sage terus tanya dia. Let's see. How about this? Kita merasuki pelajar untuk menyelidap ke kantornya para sage ya.
No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to get caught? No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives.
Oh,
Doing
salah
that would
gua.
be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
Gua nggak tahu, ya udah.
That's a good
Coba
point.
pasti.
Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Berarti kita masuki kuncinya kah? Atau kita bisa culik seseorang yang dekat ini aja ya? Coba ya, kita coba ini. Karena itu nggak menyakiti ya, coba.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Langsung rasuki toko kunci di akademia.
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
Oke, tidak ada ide lagi. So we don't have much choice.
Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the
Lebih pada
actual
proposal yang
proposal.
sebenarnya.
Okay,
What
but
does that even
aren't you the
mean?
god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Iya, langsung aja.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Siapa?
You're saying
Gua
we
nggak tahu,
should
gua udah
recruit a
lupa.
spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone
Oh
named
iya,
Al-Haytham.
Al-Haytham, iya,
He
gua lupa.
seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
Socialia.
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the grand sage of the academia? We ran
Gua
into
udah lupa
her
nama
basically every time the
Saweria itu ya.
Sociabuzz festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to
Dia masalah
Nilu.
kayak tapi yang di dalam time travel itu
I've
gak sih
always
time
liked
loop?
observing
Enggak ya,
all
gue udah
kinds
lupa
of
soalnya.
people, and Sataria has
Socialia
always
namanya,
stood
bukan
out from the
Saweria.
crowd.
Socialia. Gue udah lupa itu namanya.
She was born in the desert and was
Waduh,
hailed
itu
as
kan
their
betul.
greatest
Waduh,
genius.
kita akan map baru coy,
Her
ke map baru.
academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert.
Iya,
She must
padang
be
pasir
pretty
lah.
special then.
Kita akan ke
Paimon
padang
feels like most
pasir.
of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
Ini sudah bukan sekedar sebuah perumpamaan.
From the sound of it, Satoria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice.
Sepertinya
She
dia
can't
Karinda
deny
dan
her
tepat
part in
ya.
their schemes anymore. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Saweria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To
Oke.
prepare,
Berarti
let's go
pasti
check
akan
out
mau
some of her
belanja ya.
favorite spots
Baru kita akan
and have
bertemu
a
dengan
quick
dia.
chat with a few of the vendors there.
Oke, kita akan pergi ke padang pasir. Tapi sebelum itu kita kasih tahu dulu kita arah informasinya ya ke Nahida ya. Oke, kita dari Nahida. Arahan Nahida ini siapa? Oh, Nabia ya.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Saweria?
No, I already have enough information on Saweria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case...
Kok ada kucing di situ?
It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Oke, tolong ramal kesehatanku.
Health prospects, no problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for many tens of thousands of years. Impossible. Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Nama kucingnya aneh ya. Gue gak tau juga sih nama kucing tadi.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit.
Cobalah kasih makan
Perhaps
kucing
they
ke
can
Harut
help
dan
you
Marut.
reverse
Oh,
the
itu nama
wheels
kucingnya
of fate.
Harut dan Marut. Namanya kocak banget dah. Oke, sekarang kita kumpulkan informasi lagi. Ini Hakim.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Shymie City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Oke, sekarang kita kemana lagi? Gua tadi nggak fokus ya. Gua bosen digayang mereka terus, lama banget. Oke, ini masih tanya-tanya dulu ya ke arah mencari Socialia.
This should be our final stop.
Soalnya terakhir gua dengerin aja lah.
Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Shymie's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Shymie to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Oke, sepertinya sudah ya. Oke, kita ngumpul lagi ke situ bicara dengan Nahida lagi. Ya ampun dah.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
Kalau cuma 3 wajah doang ya, gue kan banyak.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems. so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Oh, Raja Desert mengkritik tindakan Saweria.
So, how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Baiklah.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Tunggu sampai besok siang. Oke, kita time aja lebih cepat. Kita time berarti jam segini. Iya nggak sih? Jam 12 siang kali sini. Oke, gitu aja kita nunggu. Oke. Si Nahida mana? Oh, di bawah ya. Oh, kita ke ini lagi, ke Nadia. Siapa tuh?
Oh, here she comes. Sataria's here.
Oh, itu
Let's
Sociabuzz.
quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Waduh, kenapa nih? Ada apa nih? Push. Oh, dikontrolin si
That's
Nadia.
right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook.
Oh, si Nadia itu Lumin atau si Nahida ya?
Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Harut dan Marut ya.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Untuk gue masih ingat kucingnya.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Oh, itu si Lumin yang kontrolin.
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work?
Ketahuan tuh Paimon
I
melayang,
really
coy,
just
itu.
want to get it over with.
Sayangnya
I hear
ketahuan,
you.
coy.
No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Para dewa sudah berbicara. Para dewa sudah bicara. Ngomongin aja ya.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so hilarious. I couldn't help it.
Oh, please pay no mind to those kinds of details. The gods are asking, Saweria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Saweria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
Iya, ada lah. Sembunyi dia.
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
Kebangkitan Raja Desa itu berita bohong.
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry, I must go now.
Wait!
Oke, nggak ada orang. Udah pada sembunyi lagi, mereka nggak tahu di mana mereka sembunyinya.
Oh, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too.
Well done. Saweria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harabatop theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Saweria.
She's out of games now.
Weh, gue
Right
dapat
on cue.
achievement.
Let's get ready.
Ntar dulu, gue achievement dulu nih. Nah, 5 doang. Apa lah. Achievement coy, penting nih. Ke atas sini ya. Sini, oke. Oke, ini ke dalam pikiran lagi ya. Oke, sekarang kita kontrolin si Hakim.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Seperti tukang kebun gitu.
Gardening? But don't you hate everything to do with plants? I still remember getting mad at you for secretly throwing away the bonsai that I gave you as a present.
Well, you see, a friend told me that the secret to self-improvement is to work on things you're not so good at.
Fair enough. I didn't think that was something you would consider. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
Ya, sejauh-jauh ini lebih baik. Sudah jauh lebih baik sekarang.
Huh? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly, his strong arms had always been his pride and joy.
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength. I thought you'd heard.
Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Apa salah kunci?
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Oke, sekarang ikut Sataria dan kita nggak boleh kelihatan ya.
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan!
Oh, Shinstan ya, terakhir.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something? Wait, did you just say attic? I thought this place didn't have an attic. Also, don't you usually study in the basement?
Boleh lupa coy.
Well, the restaurant recently added an attic. I've been studying there because it has better lighting. Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Jishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who worked side by side with the Academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Oke, makin si Sataria ini makin benci ya.
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Apa aku terlalu menekan dia
She
ya?
can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matra right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the
Menerima.
city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
Kamu harus dengar dengan kata hatimu.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Bagus, akhirnya kita berhasil memujuknya.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see. Let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side.
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Oke, tunggu sampai besok jam malam, tapi jam 7 sampai jam itu ya. Oke, kita tunggu. Malam sini. Jam 9 ya. Oke. Kita ke tempat Catherine lagi dan bertemu dengan Nahida ya. Nah itu dia, situ lagi kita.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
Furago yang Paimon pikirkan.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard. Off? What do you feel is off?
Kondisi sepertinya sepi sekali ya.
It's the middle of
Oh, ya,
the
sepi ya.
night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
No, I think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Oke, pergi ke akademia ya. Itu di mana sih, di atas itu ya? Iya, di sini. Oh, selesaikanlah sebelum teleport. Oh, kita nggak bisa nih ya. Yaudah, kita ke atas aja, jalan aja kita.
There really aren't many people out right now.
Iya, sepi banget ya.
Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to
Oh, tuh ada orang
distract
di
all
atas
the
tuh, gue lihat.
guards.
Ada orang di atas tuh, gue lihat tuh. Nanti kita nggak usah teleport, kita dari sini aja ya. Oke. Di atasnya lagi ya. Oke. Almost there, almost there. Tuh kan, banyak orang coy. Oke. Oh, oke, cutscene, cinematic ya. Kenapa nih?
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
The triumphant hero
Siapa itu?
returns at last. And to a rather
Daughter.
spectacular welcome.
Yang
even
ada
if
di
I do
depan
say
Chewie
so
leader, coy.
myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
The Doctor. Daughter, ang sadar.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into
Holy
confinement. With
shit.
some basic caution,
Dalam
she
Chewie
could have
baru, guys.
discovered the
Pertama
listening
si
device
Dora,
on her
sekarang
person.
Daughter,
Clearly,
the
she lacks
Doctor
the
kedua ini
degree of
dapat
rigor
Chewie.
expected of a true scholar.
Gila, coy. Semua orang
The people of
akademia
Saweria
pada
City.
orang-orang Saweria pada dikontrolin, coy, pada The Doctor.
What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success.
Ya
And
ampun,
now it
dikontrolin,
seems they can no
bereksperimen
longer
jadi
hold
Doctor
back
tuh.
their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Lari lah, lari.
You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We
Yeah.
can't just leave you here.
Harbinger.
Nor can I abandon the people of Saweria.
Oh, dikontrolin. Oh iya, itu para hologramnya tuh. Berhasil kah? Gak berhasil ya nih? Berhasil gak? Come on, berhasil
Don't
gak?
worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Wih, dia udah tahu coy. Waduh, dia udah tahu duluan. Oke, kita sudah keluar dari Sumeru City ya. Waduh, sepertinya Sumeru City udah di peperangan coy. Sesuatu kejadian coy.
This should be far enough.
Nah, kembali lagi rame.
Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
Aku tidak yakin.
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary.
Iyalah. Kedua sekarang dia. Pertama
He called
Sosial,
himself
sekarang kedua.
the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
Tidak menambahkan skala masalah ini.
Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui.
Iya, ada Fatui itu udah
What
kelihatan
are the
tuh.
Fatui after this time?
Kita harus cari cara buat ketemu lagi sama Nahida ya. Kita harus ketemu lagi.
Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Ayo kita mulai penyelidikan kita.
You mean...
Tignari.
Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Avidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Oke, kita akan pergi ke desa Gandharva ya untuk bertemu sama Tignari. Dan di sini kita mendapatkan achievement. Mantap. 5 achievement apa-apa. Dan kita mendapatkan itu ya. Sabar dulu. Gua pengen Yelan aja. Mana Yelan? Ini dia ya. Kita level up dulu. Nah, masih 3 nggak apa-apa. Oke, kita sekarang pergi ke situ. Kita teleport saja dari sini ya. Ke desa Gandharva untuk bertemu sama Tignari dan Collie ya masalah ya. Oke, sekarang kita lawan kah? Sekarang kita lawan. Oke. Let's go. Push. Itu bom yang punya Semeru ini sakit banget ya. Dah, mati. Kita ambil sekarang. Terus.
A reward on the road.
Oke. Sorry Diluc. Waduh Diluc udah kurang banyak tuh darahnya. Yaudahlah kita lanjutin aja dulu. Ke sini ya. Oke.
Hold it right there.
Siapa tuh Tasvin?
A blonde-haired traveler and
Para
a floating
Eremite.
fairy.
Waduh.
We've got you all right.
Wah,
Take a
jebakan
look
coy.
around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Wah, jebakan coy kita.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
The outcast? An outcast from the academia?
Kedengarannya kayak The Doctor.
But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
Ya ampun, langsung berantem aja. Ya, ayo.
You're up, traveler!
Oke, kita berantem dulu dia. Let's go.
Following orders.
Illusion shattered.
Scatter! Germinate!
There is no escape.
Oke, Shenhei. Do your job.
My will embodied. You will
Oke.
Master's bidding. Shine down.
Propagate!
Lagi, come on.
Transfiguration. There is no escape.
It isn't over yet!
Ada lagi, buset.
My will embodied.
Makan ini, boom.
Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Dah, selesai.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like?
Kayaknya masih ada lagi deh.
Yeah, looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Kainari? Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Oke, let's keep going. Kita jalan aja terus. Sebelum itu gua heal dulu punya Diluc ini ya. Oke, kita eat dulu, kita start dulu. Makan dulu, makan. Oke, kita jalan. Let's go. Kita sekalian ambil zaitun peach-nya dan banyak sekali anjing di sini. Ada sak. Cuma satu doang ya yang ada namanya ya. Akhirnya kita udah lama nggak ketemu ini desa ini lagi. Bagus nih desanya sini. Ah, tuh si Kole. Hai Kole, ketemu lagi kita.
Oh, it's the Traveler and Paimon. What are you two doing back here?
Kale, it's nice to see you again. Are you doing all right?
To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My LSR has been progressing at a faster rate lately. I'm finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks.
Oh, Kale.
Oke, itu suara bokap menyokap gue
Speaking of
masak ya.
Tainari, did he go off on patrol?
Gua
We
tahu
haven't
dah.
talked to him.
Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He was headed to Party's DI.
He left? What? Isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the Avidia Forest? He even turned down the Sage's invitation.
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time though.
Dia nggak bilang alasannya.
No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule. To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to take care of. Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Partis Di is something like the Amorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at Partis Di.
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
Jaga dirimu, Kole.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tainari, please send him my regards.
Oke.
Got it. Will do. See you later, Kale.
Pergi ke Paris Dayai. Sepertinya nggak ada yang baru-barunya ya, masih tetap sama dengan kamarnya ya.
I had already made up my mind, to be honest with you, so I didn't try to hide my current condition. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Oke, goodbye Kale. Oke, sepertinya itu jauh banget ya, 800 meter. Di sini. Kita teleport aja ya. Ada si Nahida di sini.
Wait! Look who it is!
Nahida?
Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you.
Kamu betul-betul Nahida kan?
Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the moment.
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds.
Oh, berarti
Plus,
tadi tuh
it's not
kontrolin
like you could have known what happened after we
semua
split up,
otaknya
and I was
manusia ya
facing
di
the
Semeru
doctor
ini,
by myself.
orang-orangnya dikontrol sama
Even
dokternya
a
ya.
pool of stagnant water
Udah tahu
after a
sekarang.
torrential storm can occasionally pass as a patch of sky.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Aku setuju.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clarify my point.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. Are those poor people all right?
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to capture me.
Whew. What a relief. The doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good thing we had Nahida with us.
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter of time until he captures my consciousness inside the Akasha.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the Academia, so it's possible he already started messing with the Akasha.
Kita harus bertindak cepat.
It feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece of work. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatui.
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party's DI? Have you been waiting for us?
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the direction you were moving in. You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you find any leads?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with us and see what we can find?
Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Oke, sekarang kita masuk ke dalam ya. Let's go. Hypatia, siapa tuh Hypatia?
Traveler? It is you!
Ah! The voice! It's Hypatia!
Lama tidak berjumpa.
What a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you again.
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the...
Oh iya, yang di
what's
itu
it
ya nggak
called?
sih?
Satyavada Life?
Iya,
Oh,
iya,
I
gue ingat,
see.
gue ingat, gue ingat.
That's
Dia
right,
ada
we're
di
old
sebuah
friends.
gua ya. Gua ada yang
You've
dekat
come
air
at just
terjun
the
itu gue
right
lihat.
time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
Gue ingat sekarang.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... you're not in training anymore? Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Paripurna Life?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
You did it! Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others at long last. When my consciousness made contact with the gods. Ah, what a supreme and unparalleled experience that was.
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the consciousness of the divine.
You can do that?
Apa percaya dia, Nahida?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to protect your consciousness during the process.
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
We're using that incense again?
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to connect your consciousness.
Okay.
Ready?
Apa itu?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand.
The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies.
Oh, apa ini?
My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god.
Oh, yang ini. Gue
My
ingat.
creator.
Sarah Malkosega atau
My
yang
mother.
apa tuh yang bagian
Valuing strength
pencuri?
above all.
Gue
She
ingat
saw no
dia
worth
itu
in me and I
dalam
was
ceritanya dia ya.
discarded. The second was a human.
Oh ini nih
My
ya,
family.
namanya
My
Sakra Mose ya
friend.
masalah ya. Dia sebagai
Consumed
anggota
by
terpencuri
fear.
juga yang ketujuh masalah dia ya.
He saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest.
Kenapa tuh?
Powerless before his mortality,
Mati dia.
he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity.
Tawa dia.
There is no need to fear.
Oh,
The pain will
apa
be
tuh
brief.
kabel-kabelnya? Set.
Your era is coming to an end.
Oh no.
What was that?
Ini
Did we actually just see the Baladier's memories?
Oh, the
Everything
Baladier.
matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Such sublime emotion! Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God, please grant me forgiveness and salvation.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Purna life, but rather...
sadarlah Hypatia.
You, why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I uncovered that light in the darkness?
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I already lost my mind?
Gue nggak tahu. Butuh waktu lah dia habis kayak melihat sesuatu vision ya.
Wait, something isn't right.
Kenapa? Kenapa? Oh no. Aduh, jebakan lagi nih jangan-jangan. Oh no. Set dah. Come on. Aduh, udah terlambat ini. Oke. Sepertinya Catherine sudah ini. Ya, Catherine sudah hilang coy. Oh, ini di Akasha Terminal si Nahida di situ di dalam ruangannya. Oh iya, jadi selama tuh di gedung itu dia di dalam ya. Oh no. I see you. Oh no. Buset, gila coy. Robotnya coy. Gila robotnya coy. Sadis banget. Oh, ini si Tignari ya.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different. You're back!
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Ini aku.
Nahida was
salah
controlling
pencet.
your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here.
Pikiran kami butuhkan
What?
tempat.
You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's
Ya
body?
ampun, ada dia lagi. Dan ada Ringas di situ.
Then where is Nahida's consciousness? Where is she now?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies."
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague.
Ini kode yang juga cuma dipahami oleh kita saja.
Oh,
Naja.
that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from that alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero's festival. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria.
Coba ini.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert?
Wih, tinggal lagi kita ke dasar
She
coy.
isn't with us anymore. Think we'll be okay?
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that for myself. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive
Wah,
about its
dengerin
scope
aja lah.
and goals,
Lagi males
so
liatin
I
mereka.
eventually declined. All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Oh, sepertinya aku tahu proyek itu.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body?
Akunya sudah mengubah The Balade untuk menjadi seorang dewa.
What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being born.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, But since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Party's DI and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru village. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in
Yeah, the
Sumeria.
Balladeer.
Sounds like we're in for a bad time.
Ya,
From
ini
your
gawat coy,
description,
the Fatui,
I don't think
coy.
they've completed their project.
Kalau Signora kan
There
tuh
may
cuma
still
satu
be room
the
for us to
Fatui doang ya.
intervene. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals.
Ayo kita pergi ke pasi
Right.
dulu.
We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tainari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go with you.
Thanks, Tainari.
Thank you,
Hopefully
Tainari.
Hypatia will feel
Kita
better
berjumpa
soon.
lagi.
We're off then.
Kita ke padang pasir. Let's go. Oke, questnya udah selesai, tapi masih belum ya. Cuma udah selesai doang nih. Masih lama. Sepertinya kita akan pergi ke padang pasir ya. Yap, kesini kita. Nah, sebelum kita ke padang pasir, gua ini dulu ya. Nah, kita sudah di sini. Ini pasti untuk menuju ke padang pasirnya ya. Sepertinya kita stop dulu. Kita istirahat dulu ya. Kita istirahat dulu ya. Coba kita istirahat dulu. Nanti kita kembali lagi. Oke. Oke, kita kembali lagi dan kita kembali lagi ke gamenya ya. Let's go. Kita kembali ke gamenya dan kita sudah ada di sini ya. Karavan Ribat. Oke, kita turun aja. Oke.
We finally made it to Caravan Rebak. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call
main
this
bagus
the
sih tempat
Wall
ini.
of
Ya, tapi
Samiel.
karena
It's made to
pasti
block
panas ini.
sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
Mengagumkan ya. Siapa tuh yang datang?
Enough gawking.
Oh,
Come on,
Hitam.
follow me.
Oh, tiba-tiba dia langsung datang. Muncul dari mana?
Over here.
Oke, kita ikutin dia ya.
Ethan went that way. Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Oke, kenapa nih? Ada apa nih? Oh, para Eremites. Jadi kita sembunyi ya dari
What
mereka.
Where did she go?
Itu para tentaranya, bayarannya ya.
How did we lose them? They were just here a second ago.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time? Anyway, Traveler, it seems like we were being followed again.
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago.
Terima kasih Hitam. Oke, dan mereka kembali lagi ya.
There's no need
Tapi
to
mereka
thank
ke
me.
arah padang pasir.
I've never cared to keep track of
Kembali lagi ke
personal
Semeru.
favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
Apa kamu berpartisipasi dalam proyek besar para Sage?
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer.
Jadi kamu memang cari aku.
Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the divine knowledge capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
Kondisinya sedikit rubir.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine knowledge capsule. Am I right?
Gua nggak tahu.
No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of,
You two are also headed to the desert?
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like to head there together?
Ya, boleh
It's
juga.
always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Oke, jadi kita pergi ke Aru Village ya. Oke, kita jalan aja. Akhirnya guys, kita pergi ke padang pasir. New map coy. Let's go. Aduh, gue senang banget coy. Ke new map kita sekarang. Masuk new map, let's go. Waduh. Ada binatang baru itu. Nanti kalau kita ini tangkap ya aja ya. Gue pengen tangkap dia deh. Apa sih dia tuh? Dan dia menghilang. Gak apa-apa lah. Apaan itu? Nah, apaan itu sebenarnya? Kita sudah ada di padang pasir dan lihat tuh guys. Wow. Dan ada para treasure holder. Kita jalan aja ya. Keren juga ya. Kita masih belum explore ini sih. Tuh ada new enemy coy, itu kalau King ya. Coba gua lawan. Bukan? Oke, lawan dulu kita. Wah, sini loh. Mati. Oh, keluarnya mid juga ya. Sama mid juga. Kayak buaya dan ada treasure holder di situ. Sebenarnya kita lewat sini deh. Aduh, ada King lagi. Come on, jangan lawan King dulu kita. Kita kesini ya. Sini loh. Nice. Desert Fox. Baru kan? Benar kan gua? Binatang baru coy. Nah, ini dia. Kita sudah sampai ya. Nah, sudah difoto. Kita sudah foto ya. Dan sekarang kita ini unlock dulu. Boom. Nah, sudah coy. Oke, sudah. Tinggal 2 ini doang yang belum. Oke. Nice. Oke, sudah ya. Dapat 5 Primo Gems ya. Let's go dan kita lanjutin ceritanya ya.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert
Yo,
folk.
map coy.
Whoa, this
Setengah 5 kita
landscape is
selesai ya
really
nih.
something
Kalau
else.
dia
What
tidak
a
masih selesai,
cool
kita akhirin
place.
aja lah.
Let's go check it out.
Oke. Kasih ya. Lumayan bagus juga sih tempat ini. Apa tuh? Apa tuh? Zaino ya itu, iya Zaino. Gua mau dapat dia tapi nggak bisa coy. Senjatanya bagus banget itu. Gua pengen gitu senjatanya. Lawan tuh. Lawan. Kenapa nih mereka berantem ya? Harus banget si Zaino.
Simon.
Okay.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamacha's wrath?
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Alhaitham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino. Head
Sino
of all the
namanya.
Matra at the
Mantap,
Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Alhaitham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormuz?
Jadi kamu memang bohong sama kami.
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh. What you would do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and
Dehya,
self-righteous
kembali
over
lagi
there.
Dehya coy, Dehya.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Mereka berdua tidak mau tegang sama Dehya
Hey,
ya.
did either of you hear a word I just said?
Apaan tuh?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Hey, Candace.
Calling for us! Oh, this wind is too strong! Let's get over there!
That sounded like Candace.
Candace.
Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
Oke. Wih, di baru coy itunya logonya. Oh, bagus juga dalamnya nih. Ini pasti restoran sih. Masih meratap nih, mereka menatap nih. Saina sama Altain. Gue gak tau jangan cerita mereka waktu dulu ya. Si Dea juga kesel coy dari mereka.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
Terima kasih banyak.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right, now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today. I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Alhaitham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Alhaitham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment
Itu
was
kan kayak abangnya yang
undocumented.
rambutnya blonde itu.
Now throw in your suspicious
Well,
behavior
then
with the
yes,
divine
Illumin
knowledge
kita.
capsule, and I
Iya,
think
kan
we
pernah
deserve
kesini
an
dong.
explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
Alhaitham?
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine knowledge capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Alhaitham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well. Maybe he's telling the truth.
I'm willing to apologize if that's worth anything to you. I took the divine knowledge capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Alhaitham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry.
Pegel ya.
Whatever the boys were
Sorry,
talking
guys.
about
Pegel,
must have been
pegel.
so boring that I
Gue
spaced
enjoy
out.
gitu, gue satu tengah bawah, so
My
gimana
situation
ya,
is
gue enjoy
pretty
dulu,
straightforward.
nanti sakit banget.
My employer,
Lama,
Dunyarzad of the
dan
Homayani family, is
akhirnya
friends
dulu
with the
sampai sini,
traveler
karena
and is
kelamaan
currently
mereka
recovering
ngomongnya.
from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home.
I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
Oh, nggak sadar sampai gituan coy, nggak sadar. Oke, nggak sadar gua. So, ini kita sudah berada di dek dan kita sudah selesai ngomongnya. Nah, kita keluar aja dulu ya. Atau gimana ya? Ada lagi sih. Ya udahlah, kita keluar aja lah. Keluar dulu, terus kita di luar ya. Gue pengen selesain dulu coy. Oke. Oh nice, ada tempat teleport ya. Sudah. Oke. Kita lihat dulu. Jadi sini kita sudah buka map barunya. Paling kali di next episode kita akan jajakin lagi ya. Dan oke lah. Oke, kita lihat dulu toko kita, shop dulu, kita lihat dulu. 2018 13. Nanti gue pengen beli Nahida ya, nanti di 3,2. So palingnya nanti fullnya nanti setelah ini deh, ini 12, ini 4. Nah, nanti saya jalanin 6 lagi. Mau dapat Nilo gak ya? Nilo sih kalau untuk ini ya, tapi untuk Primo Gems Nahida aja nanti pas update terbaru. Gue gak tahu dapat ini atau enggak. Tapi anyway, terima kasih semua yang sudah menonton live gue pada hari ini ya. Di next episode kita akan lanjutkan jalan ceritanya yang part kedua yang masih tetap sama, act 3 ya. Masih sama yang bagian ketiga. Palingan di next episode kita akan lanjutin lagi ya. Karena ada satu kali lagi yang act 4 ya, bagian 4. Dan sampai di sini saja ya teman-teman. Dan sebelum saya menutup live-nya ya teman, jangan lupa kalian like, comment, dan subscribe ya. Dan jangan lupa kalian tolong donasi yang ada di deskripsi saya ya. Oke guys, always watching and always subscribe. Semangat guys. Bye-bye.
I'm so happy.